Hey planner friends, how's it going? Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Ryan and this is A Man with the Plans, and we are back to do an October budget. So spooky season here. This is the Planner Kate budget kit. It's 456 B1 and then it's also B4. So B4 what? Haha, fun bingo count. Anyway, the larger kit is here. I will be using it for my monthly spread. It's so cute with all the pumpkins and all the fun stuff. So I figure why not kind of stick with the budget. If you're new here, this is my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly. And what I do is we put the budget over on this page and then we track every single expense throughout the month over here. So as an example, here is September part of the way through, fair chunk of no spends, bills over on the side. And then as you can see, here's the budget. If you want to see this video, I'll leave it linked over there. But on to the main event, the piece de resistance, if you will. What I like to do on this side is we do income up top, drop down to the expenses. Over here, we also have some savings. So I got my emergency fund, long-term savings, my Roth, and a pension. And then my sinking funds, I'll explain those in just a second. And then at the bottom, I just have my M1 Finance for my investing. So pretty simple here. I was following the Dave Ramsey baby steps for quite a while, paid off over $60,000 in debt. So if you are interested in planning, budgeting, or personal finance, go ahead and leave that, click that red subscribe button so we can connect and know a little bit more. So in terms of income, October is only a 2-paycheck month, but I put paycheck 3 in there. That's just other income. If anything is generated, I get a reimbursement for travel or mileage or something. I just have that opportunity to leave that there. So I'm estimating for each of these, it's gonna be $26.50. So put those down. And I am not anticipating having any additional income, so I'm budgeting that. And then I added this line down here for total income, so that's $5,300. Great. So yeah, as the month comes in, when the full paycheck hits, I will add it here with a plus or minus, and then I will go ahead and see if I have more or less income. Hoping for more, always hoping for more. Moving on to the expenses. So the way I do this, I don't separate them like variable and fixed. They're all just in one column because for me that's just helpful. So we've got 14 of them in total. You have your estimated, your actual, and then your plus and minus, which I track at the end of every month. So you can see how I planned out in August too. I'll leave that linked over there as well. This is the last month with my current financial situation. My rent will be going up in November. And so currently my rent is $16.99. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in case you're curious. Maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit. There we go, that's better. And then also as part of my rent, I have to pay for my underground parking and a storage unit that comes with it, which to be fair, in Minnesota is worth its weight in gold, but that's $210 a month. Honestly, if my place didn't have parking, I think I'd be lost without it. So it's an expense I am more than willing to pay, especially when it's like negative 40 degrees out. We love that. Next up is insurance. So this is my car insurance, my renter's insurance, as well as there's like a hospital indemnity or hospital income policy. It was really just meant to bundle before I had my renter's insurance in here. But anyway, that has gone up a bit over time and it's $130 a month. So not changed. It was like $112 and then it jumped to like $125 and I think it's settling around $130, but who knows? It could go up again. That's kind of the way it goes. So if it does, we'll be minus over there. Next up is utilities. This has been a really high category for me in the past couple of months, but I'm just gonna put this at $165, hoping that I won't need my AC as much and I can kind of be a bit more mindful about how I'm using it. Next up is internet, which is the same pretty much every month. I believe I have this at $100. I have Xfinity and you know, it is just, it's great. I'm a big fan, 10 out of 10. So next up is gas. I have this budgeted at $250. I don't know if I'm gonna need that, if I'm being honest. I don't have any major trips planned, but maybe I'll get a chance to go see some leaves because Duluth is looking mighty pretty this time of year. So hopefully I can get up there and see a little bit of the sights. After that is groceries. That makes sense at $250. So I'll throw that down. I've been trying to eat better, and when eating better, it does get expensive. So, you know, I struggle with that. Up next is restaurant. This is $300. This is one that I perennially struggle with. I did hear one of you guys commented that instead of doing like like a restaurant, a personal, and a bunch of other stuff, you do like a wants category and it's just 5% of your income, like flatline. And I find that kind of intriguing. I'm gonna do some thinking around it and see how far that would take me, but I just thought that that was like a really, really cool thought process. That's something I'd never considered before, so I don't know. Something to think about. Maybe my budget changes for next year. Up next is personal. This would be $250, and this is things like toothpaste, cleaning products, my haircut, all of that jazz funnels into personal, which always works for me. Up next is subscriptions. So this is like Hulu and TubeBuddy and Canva and all those other fun festive things that either keep the channel going or just something that I enjoy. So in terms of subscriptions, I've been trying to cut this back a little bit. I've been finding things that have come through that I'm like, I'm still paying for that, which is a little embarrassing because I do say I love to budget. But I've been cutting some of those things and getting rid of things that I haven't been watching. Like I finally got rid of my YouTube Premium, which they might yell at me for through this video, but that's okay. So trying to cut down on this. This is just an area that I think would be something I'd like to save a little on. Next up then is my gym membership. This is costly and I'm really thinking of pivoting from this. And it's just one of those things that I really like my gym. They have pools and all this other stuff, but I'm like, can I find my fitness needs elsewhere for something slightly more affordable? The answer is obviously yes. So I just need to kind of make the decision and pivot from it, but we'll see. Up next is my sinking fund. We'll go into more detail about this, but what I do is I fund a little bit of these expenses all year long, so that when big expenses come up, I have already kind of saved for them and it doesn't have to impact my budget. So we'll go through those in a little bit. I have a whole video on it. I'll leave it linked over here as well. I got into this through Gen Dufour, and it's really been kind of a game changer. It just sits there and you contribute to it, and then suddenly when a big thing comes along, you just whoop, move it along. So I actually think it's kind of nice. And then last but not least, well, two more I guess. My Roth IRA contribution is at $550. That is basically what you pay to make sure that you hit your maximum for the year every month. Obviously, if I get like a tax refund check or other money, I'll try to throw it, add it all together. But until then, I just anticipate every single month, once each paycheck, cutting it in half, putting a little bit in there, so I don't have to worry about it so much. Right here for M1 Finance, this is just a fun little investing app that I use over time. It doesn't have a ton of money in it, but I'm estimating $100 going into this for the month of October. So let me go ahead and total all this up real quick. Okie dokie, so we add all that up. I believe if my math is right. My total expenses, if it's estimated correctly, should be $4,629, which leaves quite a bit of wiggle room for any overages or anything else. And what I would ordinarily do is I would take this, anything that's left over, I'm gonna put into my long-term savings account, which we'll talk about. I called it a home buying fund. I'm not sure if I'm settled on that, but either way, I'm just squirreling the money away, being able to save for it instead. It might also be to top off some of the sinking funds as Christmas is coming up and Go Wild is coming in April. Starting to get those plans made as well. But yeah, so here's this part of the budget. Let's flip over and talk a little bit about all of our kind of sinking funds and savings and investments. First up is my emergency fund. I'm estimating that this will stay at $10,000. I'd like to, knock wood, not have to touch it, but if something were to happen, I have that money squirreled away for whenever I need it. We'll see if that changes at all, if it goes down. Obviously, if something were to happen and I need to tap into this, I would go ahead and kind of stop everything until I replenish to 10,000, although actually I'd probably go up to about 12 if I felt like it. Next up is my long-term savings account. This is currently sitting at, see, this is the one thing I'm struggling with this bit of the budget, is like, here's my starting balance. So I don't know, like, I guess this is starting and this is ending, maybe? I don't know. That's how I'll put it for now, I guess. But in my long-term savings is $10,850.62. So I'm gonna hopefully be contributing to this with anything that's left over. I'd love to see it cross the 11,000 mark, that'd be great. But we'll kind of take it from there. Next up is my Roth IRA, which my starting balance is $15,700. $608. Now obviously on October 1st when this goes into effect, right, this number could be vastly different, but this is the point in time when I captured it. For my pension, what I'm gonna do is just the total amount. So basically, I have to contribute something automatically as part of my work. I think it's 6.5%. My employer contributes another portion. I don't see the employer's contribution, but what I do see is the interest from what I earn. So my current total balance for everything that I've accrued, contributed, and the interest currently is $39,943.94. So just shy of $40,000 in my pension plan, which I believe this part will be able, if I choose to leave, I can get a refund of that, but no plans for that anytime soon. So now let's dive into the sinking funds piece. I have been kind of a huge fan of this. I have a video on it, I'll leave it linked. But the sinking fund categories that I have are as follows. We have a medical, and this is obviously for like urgent care and stuff. It's meant to be like a situational thing, not a huge ordeal, really just to kind of act as a buffer between me and an emergency fund for one of those visits. I also have insurance, but you know, co-pays and stuff. Next up is a car fund. This is really like car maintenance. I'm not looking to really repair my car. It's a 2016 Subaru, so I feel like it has a lot of life in it just yet. The next thing I have is Go Wild. This is obviously for hotel and travel and the ticket and souvenirs and any other good jazz like that. And then coming up after that is Christmas. Obviously this includes gifts and my flight and all that other stuff. And then last but not least I have, oh, there's two more. I have gifts. So birthday, new house, stuff like that. And then the last one I have is car tabs, which is actually at 0 because I just renewed these. So that one we can cross out. So what I wish they had for the savings was this, start, plus, minus, and ending. But hey, that's fine. We'll just do what we've got to up there for now. So starting with medical, I feel like it's been at $300 for a long time. My travel fund is sitting at $400. My car fund is at $250. And then Go Wild is set at $500, hoping to contribute more to that soon. Christmas is at $466.26. And then gifts is at $150. So when I total all of that good jazz up, we are at, for my starting balance, $2,066.26. So not too shabby. And there's a little bit of interest that obviously accrues from that, which is kind of nice, but I'm not really focused on that. It's meant to be just a place to hold on to some money, to be able to use it for things that come up. God willing, never really medical, but you never know. And then last but not least is my M1 Finance. I will kind of set this up like the old ones that I normally do, where I have my starting balance, and then we have contributions, and then we'll do my ending balance. So my starting balance for this month is $5,171.07, so not too shabby. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up our budget for the month. It's kind of a simple, quick and easy one this time around. This kit is super fun and festive. I think if I was gonna use it again, I'd buy a few different accoutrements and have it expanded a little bit. I think I would do something different on the savings end of things, but that's okay. Clearly I could play with the sinking funds thing and like mess with this a little bit because it has what I liked. But yeah, that's the beauty of the budget, is you make it your way. So if you like this video, go and give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. It does help our channel out. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that red subscribe button so we can connect and become internet friends. I'm over on Instagram at @AmanWithThePlans. Make new videos at least twice a week lately, been on a bit of a roll. You can go ahead and check those out at the end of the video. But other than that, hope you have a great month of October. I'll see you next time. Bye, Flutter friends.